rolling. It's not actually rolling because everything's digital now. Okay, hi, I'm Karley Rempel.
And I'm Shea Aquilano.
And welcome to our newest shoe review channel.
Shoe Quest! No,
or it can be Shea Shoe Review with Karley.
No, thank you.
So we're still trying to come up with a name. If you have any suggestions, we would love for you to drop them in the comments below so that at our next episode,
we can have a name.
And an intro, possibly. Shea, tell me about yourself. Why should you do shoe reviews? What are your credentials?
I am an ultra marathoner, have been running ultras for about 5 to 6 years now, and currently training for Western States 100 miler. What about you, Karley? Tell me about yourself.
I am currently training for the Carlsbad 5000 on the roads, but a little bit of my trail credentials are I've been on 4 Canadian national teams, and Shea and I both competed at the World Mountain and Trail Championships in Austria in 2023 in very different events. I did the 10K Classic up-down.
And I did the long trail, which was about 86K. Yep.
And I also have critiques and drama with almost every shoe. So we'll see which ones I like over the course of this series. So Great. Why are we gonna rate shoes? We're 2 women.
There's currently a large gap in the market in female shoe reviews, and currently I feel like a lot of the shoe market has a pink it and shrink it attitude, which is not ideal.
We're trying to fill that void. And as you probably also know, most studies on shoes are done with men's sizes with men. And luckily, we might have to have a guest appearance, she doesn't know this yet, by our good friend Shea Kip, who is a scientist, a mom, an Olympic runner, and she's actually doing a bunch of studies on women's running, and one of the studies that I was involved in with her was at CU, where we were looking at one of the first Nike super shoes, the 4%, where after the initial study, they actually included women.
About time. It's like, yeah, women-specific running gear. Like, why do our shorts not have pockets?
So maybe we'll have to review some shorts as well. Preferably with pockets. Okay, on today's episode, there's my sound effects.
The Prodigio Pro by La Sportiva. And honestly, I am very pleasantly surprised by how much I love it.
How many miles have you currently ran in this shoe?
I just checked, and I've run 114 miles so far in the shoes. When did we get them? Like 3 weeks ago? Maybe like 3 weeks ago we got them. I've only ran 38 miles on them because I'm training for the road, so I've been on the track, but I have ran them a little bit. So maybe at the end of a future segment, if we make it that far to episode 2, we'll have a little durability check and see how they're holding up after more miles. How are yours looking after 114? You know, I'm wearing them right now. Take it off. It looks pretty good. I don't see any noticeable wear and tear on it. And the foam still feels super bouncy, so excited to see how the durability stands.
Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about what we've liked or not liked or noticed in this shoe so far. First thing you notice, it's on the shelf. You just look at what it looks like, right? What do you think about how it looks like, Shea? Are you a pink girl?
You know, but it's not like the gator or pink?
Just pink, it's pink.
Yeah,
pink it and shrink it.
It's not overbearing. So honestly, I'm a fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also.
I mean, it's unisex sizing, so Euro sizing. You have to figure out what is going to fit you the best. Karley thinks it runs a little small. How much did you have to size up compared to what you normally wear?
I would say. So I also complain because I think that every single brand with women's shoes, I'm a different size, and I never know what size I am. So I actually went to try these on because I didn't want to mess it up. I would say, like, if I was wearing Nikes, I have now learned that I'm probably a size 9 in all Nikes. This one with the US sizing, it says 9.5 plus, whatever that means, plus. But the Euro sizing is 41.5. And I think that going up a half size is perfect because what you'll notice with this shoe is it has this rocker. And so it kind of comes up a little bit. And I don't know, 9.5 seemed good. What's your sizing?
I got a 37, and it fits close to foot, but I actually really like that because that's my preferred shoe style for racing. Like, it makes me feel more
So how close
stable
is your
and agile.
toe, like, to the end?
It's pretty close. Maybe
Okay.
like.
I probably have a little bit of a
Yeah.
gap, but I like that because I have.
Okay, you like the toe splay.
Yeah, and I also have a lot of black toenails. I'm trying to prevent that.
Well, I mean, I do too, but like, nothing I can do about that necessarily.
Okay. Shea, you mentioned the gator.
Yeah.
Talk to me about why you would like this gator, because I don't think I run races long enough to care.
Oh, I love it. It's kind of like a sock fit, so it just conforms to your foot really well, and it has some extra padding on the tongue area. So the laces,
on the top and the bottom of the tongue.
The laces
that's cool,
won't
yeah.
like put extra pressure on the top of your foot, which can be an issue over time if you're racing in these.
I thought it felt pretty stable. Like I thought that, I guess that's what the purpose of a sock fit.
Yeah,
is fits like a glove. I don't feel like I had any like side to side motion when I was running, and my foot was really snug and secure. I also have not had them come untied when I've been running.
Neither have I. So laces.
Yeah, double knot. Have you changed how you tied them at all? Nope,
No,
standard out of the box fit. Yep. Okay.
Great.
Another one of my big complaints in shoes is the heel area and blisters. I get a lot of blisters as well. So next segment, we are going to talk about blisterability. If you get blisters in this shoe. So I find like having a really stiff back, I get tons of blisters.
Did you get blisters with
I did not get blisters.
Wow.
Did you get blisters?
No.
Also, Shea, tell us what you did to the shoe in your training this week.
I think it was yesterday. I poured water on my feet before I started my run.
Why?
Because some of the races that I'm doing, like Western States, you're often running with wet feet. So I wanted to make sure that the shoes worked while wet and weren't going to give me any hot spots or blisters or anything like that. And it was a success. Yeah. Nothing went wrong.
How was just running with wet feet?
Honestly, I didn't really notice it after a while.
Was
which
it cold
is a good
outside?
Thing. It wasn't that cold. Did you think it was cold?
No, I didn't. But I was just wondering if your feet were cold.
No, I was good.
What was the where did you run with wet feet, and what was the reaction of the group?
I ran with the trail team at South Boulder Rec Center, and everyone was very confused. I got some.
I can't imagine why.
Just stepped out of my car and started pouring water on my feet. Probably thought I was a psychopath, but that's okay.
But I think that speaks volumes for the blister ability. Okay, maybe we'll leave that to the end.
Yep.
100-mile comfort. Shea, would you run 100 miles in this shoe?
You know, I've only had it for a few weeks, but honestly, I think I would. I'm pretty sure I'll be racing in these for Gorge Waterfalls 100K, April 12th.
That's a big endorsement.
Yeah, and I have not been running in these or racing in these in the past, so we'll be excited to see how it goes.
What do you think what do you think this shoe is built for? Like, I've only worn it for easy trail runs so far.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's got a super foam. It's called X-Flow Speed, but it doesn't have a plate. It doesn't have a carbon plate in it, so it's a kind of like a super shoe, but not as stiff, so it's a little bit more flexible. So I think it's geared towards longer distance ultras, but
I feel like
you could use it every day, but also race in it, if that makes sense. Because it is still pretty responsive.
It does have enough cushion for me to running it on the trails.
Yeah.
And having a lot of stability. Because I have rolled my ankles on the roads recently.
Have you rolled them in this shoe?
And I have not rolled my ankles in this.
Okay.
So
glowing
ankle
endorsement.
rollability seems like it's been, they feel very stable.
Yes.
While running. Should I stop playing with it? I think next up, talked about the uppers, we talked about the looks.
It's got a little bit of a rocker.
One concern that I have talked about with other people with the rocker is glute activation. Because you might, how do you feel about that? Because when you're running and you're just rocking, you don't have to the shoe just kind of runs for you.
Interesting.
And you don't have to use.
But maybe because this one doesn't have a plate, it's a little bit more flexible, so you can.
So that was one concern.
I don't know.
Are you not using your glutes because the shoe just kind of rolls? Okay. Well, maybe we'll come back.
Activated?
That was just something that someone else brought up, and I was like, maybe we should address that as a potential
I don't
issue.
know. We do Carol's activation routine before running, so.
So for this exercise, we're trying to activate our glutes before we run.
And basically, find a wall, put your foot up one foot up against it at an outward angle and push back and out with that foot that's on the wall. And after you feel comfortable with that, add in some small single leg squats while continuing to push out and back on the wall.
Yeah. Hey.
We're outside.
Correct. Welcome to our office for whatever the name of our show is and our beautiful view. We are coming to you live from beautiful Boulder, Colorado, up at 7,000 feet. And fun fact, Shea and I are roommates up here, and this is our backyard.
Aww. It's a great place to live.
And it just started raining on us a little bit, so
that's okay.
We're going to continue.
We'll go quick. Yeah, I think now we'll go into track and trail news
of the week. Today's date is March 28th. Not sure how long it's going to take us to edit this or get it out to you, but running news.
March 28th. Well, this past weekend, or March 22nd, there was a big race in the ultra trail scene, Chianti 120K. And this is important because Jim Walmsley won, Killian Jornet got second, and then Vincent got third, and he won UTMB this past year. So arguably three of the most prominent male trail runners in the scene right now. All of them are heading to Western States, 100-miler, which is pretty cool. So that field is shaping up to be really exciting.
No, that was a question. You can give me a high five. Did they all get into Western States from this race?
So only top 2 spots technically were golden ticket spots, but because Jim Walmsley already had automatic entry into Western States from winning it this past year.
Jim Walmsley?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Jim Walmsley. He won Western States last year, so he gets automatic entry. Therefore, the tickets roll down to second and third place, so both Killian Jornet and Vincent will also be at States.
Okay, great. Is there any other exciting personal news about Western States?
I feel like I already mentioned this, but I will be running Western States on June 28th, which is like my dream race. I actually got in, funnily enough, through the lottery, and the odds of that were probably less than like 1% chance of me getting in. I found out in December, so yeah.
And you found out while you were?
I found out while I was running 100K. In the middle of the race.
Did your crew tell you?
They did not. No, I actually got a text that popped up on my watch that said States in all caps, exclamation marks. Okay. And I'm like, I wonder what that means. Yeah, it was a good day.
Great. And how'd you do in that race?
I did well.
Okay, I guess that's it. I shouldn't want to say anything more. What else is there in trail news this week, Shea?
Oh, that was all I had. Tell us about track.
Oh no, we still have more trail stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah. How could I forget? Andy won and set the course record at Big Alta.
The 28K.
Weekend.
And if you don't know,
a blazing fast time, like running an absurd, what was it, like a 6:11 minute mile.
And we just have to subtly brag here because Andy is our cameraman. And maybe I should get some B-roll right now.
You should.
For later because on my crappy phone he's not going to like this. And he's over there and he has the camera
on
a broomstick. And it's not only a broomstick, I use that to paint our bathroom with put a paint roller on it. So
I didn't have to shimmy up
broomstick, paint roller, and now he's making a face at us. So subtle brag there about Andy winning and setting the course record at Big Alta, and these are actually his first place flowers. But what else happened at Big Alta? Had a Hemming sweep. Tabor and Eli both won the 50K.
Yep. I don't know what else happened.
Okay. You're the trail news person. I have to go and talk to you about track. So, Shea, you know how we went to Worlds for trail and mountain running?
Yep.
Well, there's also track Worlds. And they just happened in China for indoor track.
Okay.
And what questions do you have for me? Because I feel like you have funny questions about indoor track.
Indoor track.
So you've ran on an outdoor track with us with the trail team in Boulder.
Is an indoor track smaller?
Yeah, so they call it short track now. They've changed the names. So instead of calling it just indoor track now, it's short track and it's 200 meters.
That sounds
awful. I'll just also do a shout out because I'm a big Heather McLean fan and she made it to the finals at Worlds. So I'll just do a little clap for her because that was exciting to watch. Probably won't watch a shoe review on trail shoes, but good job, Heather. And then another exciting track event coming up is called the 10, which is a really competitive 10,000 meter track meet in California.
Okay.
And a 10,000.
How many?
So you'll think it's short.
How many laps around a 200-meter track?
Well, this one's a 400-meter track, so long track.
Why?
Outdoor.
No. Why did they change it?
Well, there's different seasons now. Indoors over. Now it's outdoor track. Outdoor track also started for the NCAA, the college season today, and the collegiate men's 1,500 meter record got broken at Raleigh Relays, which is a track race that I raced all the time in college, and like everyone ran super fast. So all the haters out there who always say the West Coast is the best coast for track running, East Coast is coming back.
Great.
At Raleigh Relays this year. Go check out the results. But back to the 10, you'll think it's short, but it's 25 laps around a 400-meter track outside.
Okay.
And so you know how you get pacers?
You get pacers?
No, but yes, you do, but that's not what I'm talking about. But how you get pacers in your ultras. Yes. So they have this thing at the 10 that's called Wavelight, and so it's like a digital virtual pacer, and it's a light, and they can program different colors of the light.
How is that allowed?
How is it not allowed?
Why do they? Okay, that seems
it's not like no one's touching you. And so the light goes, you can set, like, the people can set the lights at different paces. So you can have, like, world record pace or American record pace or, like, on different colored lights. And they can, like, set them as people are running around the track.
This just sounds robotic.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we just talked at you for a long time.
And thank you for coming to our very first episode of Insert Name Here.
Please give us suggestions.
If you have any questions, comments, segments, things that you would like us to talk about in our future episodes, because this is just our pilot, we would love all suggestions. In the future, we continue to plan to come back and talk about different shoes, different track and trail news, shoes we like, maybe some shoes we don't like, and anything else that you think would be a great segment.
Yeah, great.
Thanks.